Today we have with us Hannah Jonathan, aka Soul Spice. Now she's a pioneering figure in Nigeria's intimacy wellness industry, and she is the first certified clinical sexuality coach and one of the foremost intimacy experts in the country. She's also a certified emotional intelligence and neurolinguistics, EFT, and matrix printing practitioner. We're going to be talking about an interesting topic. Now, is it normal for couples to talk less, roll in the hay more in a relationship? If I say roll in the hay, I'm hoping the adults among us understand what I'm talking about. I'm making reference to bedroom activities. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Soul Spice, this conversation is an interesting one.
Always.
Always, right? So the issue of communication and body language. My colleagues and I today have already started that conversation here on the couch, wondering if bedroom activities are a form of communication in themselves. But how would you start this topic?
For me, I would say yes, it is, because when we talk about that kind of activity,
Yeah.
it is one of the most important thing you can think of in a relationship,
Okay.
right? But the truth is, you need to understand why you're into it, or why you want to go into it, or why you want to do it at that point in time,
Okay.
to be able to differentiate if you are really communicating or not. Because you can communicate with it at the same time, you might just be doing it without any communication.
All right. So now, in terms of communication, now there are some couples that probably when they were dating, they talked for hours. They did midnight call of back in the day because it was free.
Lots of them.
Exactly, and those conversations just are not happening anymore. Does it feel like that is a sign of the relationship dipping? When you're referring or making reference to bedroom activities or rolling in the hay more than actually having those conversations?
Everything about life is bound to change.
Okay.
Whilst dating, the activities you do, the things you talk about is different from when you're not in it.
Okay.
A lot of people will tell you marriage will open your eyes, and that's the truth. You probably might not have as much time as you had then, because of course you were not together, you want to talk to the other person. But now, you are beside me, you are always making me angry.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, why did I even marry this person in the first place? But the truth is, you need to find that balance to say, you know what, we need to talk.
Okay.
People will always say, oh, I'm busy, I'm stressed out, or I have, targets, I have tasks. You would always have things to do.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, if you are to get $1 million for every time you sit down to talk, or $1 million for every time you sit down to play, right? How many times do you think you will do it in a day? That's the question.
A lot more.
Exactly. So we have the time, but we always give excuses to say, oh, I'm in traffic, I just got back, I'm tired. But if you know there's money involved, you'll create that time.
Okay, so let's lean a little bit towards love languages now. There are some people that their love language is physical touch, and then there's some that it's actually words of affirmation, which is more of communication, on the communication side of things. Is there a place for communicating through intimacy?
Yes, always. I always tell people, when it comes to relationship, especially in marriage, right, there will always be a time where you won't get what you want.
Okay.
It can't be constant. So when you find that your partner is not giving you that, which is maybe one of your love language, because love language, let's not get it wrong, it changes.
Wow.
As you grow older.
Okay.
For someone who probably is always into gifts, you get to a point in your life where you have the money, you have everything. It's no longer about gifts. You just want that person to tell you something. You want that person's attention. You understand? So when it changes, you need to now call your partner's attention to say, you know what, you haven't done this.
All right.
And I'm not happy about it. Or, oh, you didn't do this yesterday. Call them immediately. Don't wait for 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, and then you're coming to complain. The person will be like, but you've not complained in a while.
Okay.
So the moment you find out that you're missing something which you want, let the other person know, because they probably might get carried away due to the realities of life.
Okay. Some people see intimacy, bedroom activities as a thermometer or thermostat for the marriage. So if bedroom activities are hot, your marriage is
is going great, and if it's cooling down, then it's not so great anymore. So when I say thermometer or thermostat, you know, thermostat will go off like this, and there's nothing you can do about it. But the thermometer goes up and down. So I'm just wondering, is it a bad sign if it's on the flip side, there's less bedroom activities and more conversations?
So it depends on the couple now. There are people who probably would always have it high.
Okay.
It goes back to your personality. Who are you, right, as an intimate being,
Okay.
right? So the truth is, some people would say, oh, if it starts to dive down, you know, the love is no longer there.
But that's not, is that true?
It depends. It depends on the couple. For a couple who has always been into it 24/7, you know, we can't do it without ourselves. All of a sudden, you are doing once in 3 months. You know, statistics say that you really have to do it at least 12 times a year.
Okay.
Minimum.
At least 12 times
12 times. That's once a month.
Okay.
Right? But if you have it less than 12 times, that means you are just roommates.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So regardless of how it is, now 12 times a year doesn't mean it has to be every month. What if my partner is not available?
Yeah.
But the truth is, when your partner is available, how much of it do you get? And when you get it, is it valuable? Or you're just getting because I have to do it.
It's a duty.
Exactly.
It's a chore.
You know? So when you find out that you're on the high side and it starts to dive down, then you need to call yourselves.
Okay.
Have a time frame. Within this time and this time, if nothing is happening, then we need to call ourselves to order.
Okay.
Right? Because you find out that people, so for instance, you're married 1 year and then you're doing it once in 2 months.
Yeah.
It's what's going to happen when you're 10 years in marriage. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because they say that that first year you should be all over each other, nobody in the house and everything.
Yeah.
So, but for some people, you find that as they grow older,
Yeah.
it increases. I tell people the higher number of years you have in marriage shouldn't be the lower. It should go up.
It should go up.
Even when you have grown up
Yeah.
kids, it shouldn't be an excuse.
Okay, so now in terms of thermostat and thermometer, as I said before, is it an indicator of a marriage going down? I really want to, you know, actually get an answer on that.
Well, I can't say yes and I can't say no.
Okay.
Right? But it can be yes and no at the same time.
Because conversations are going great. They're the best of friends. You know, they can talk about everything and anything together. They're doing business together. You know, everything seems okay, except for that one thing.
Part. Well, if you look at that kind of relation, you find out that it's not just about that marriage.
Okay.
It goes back to background. Who are you dealing with? What does your partner know about this? What was your partner's background like? Okay. What was the training? What's the programming like?
Okay.
Right? For a partner who, especially for women who've been told, oh, don't do this, don't do that. It's a no, 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 no all through their life.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get to a point, everybody's hoping, you are doing everything perfectly well, you know, you are. And you are wondering, but they've always told me no. How come you are looking for me to be the best of everything now?
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
You know, but for men, it's never a no, no, no. So there are two different things. For a boy child, it's always about, don't impregnate a woman. Okay. Don't bring this. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's not a no to them. It's a matter of don't bring babies home.
Yeah.
So they explore. And then when they get into marriage, they're expecting the girl who has been told no, no, no,
To also...
to be on the same level with them.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So you need to go back to the background. And then when you find out that you have a partner who is lacking, then probably you need to see a therapist to help you, you know, to bring out that part of your partner you want. At the same time, we also need to get to that point of being careful to help our partner get to the level we want them to be. Don't just assume, don't conclude. Sure. You can help them.
So I'm guessing the help you're talking about is special techniques and strategies.
Yes, also seeing a coach.
Seeing a coach.
Yeah.
Okay. To maybe, you know, spice things up, as you are so spicy. Some things need spicing up. We're definitely going to talk about that sometime during this month. Spicing things up in the bedroom will be a topic we'll be discussing soon enough. But I have to say thank you to you for coming to talk to us about this.
Thank you for having me.
I really want to also touch on topics like, you know, sex as a weapon. You know, and from both sides, not just from the women's side now. But we won't have time to touch on that today. Thank you so much, Soul Spice.
Thank you for having me.
Today.
Thank you.
At this point, yeah, it's getting hot in here. MM and Winfrey probably have a few comments on our conversation too.
Interesting conversation there with Anna. Very insightful as well.
12 times a year.
12 times in a year. It is well with us all. Well, well done, Anna. Well done. Thank you.
Yes, of course, and that's it right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching, and to all our guests, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Have a good day.
Bye.